Hey, Apophis here. So the Dark Souls 2 servers went up a couple weeks ago.
Ready for the next battle.
Fixed RCE. Blue Sentinel was just updated last week. So I guess what this means is that I'm more motivated to at least play some Dark Souls 2, which is my favorite Souls PvP. There's just a lot of possibilities in the movesets and builds, although most of the meta builds are just mid-stat with a ton of stamina, but, you know, if you're just invading at lower soul memories, you still have plenty of options. But yeah, there's just a lot of variety of the movesets. There's basic advanced techniques like quick roll, unlocked play, things like that. It is probably also the most janky. I mean, as you saw there, that backstab was pretty interesting because it looked like he wasn't even around. But yeah, it's a pretty fun game and I enjoy it. And Blue Sentinel is a mod that lets you basically invade random areas. It also makes the orbs infinite and it stops a lot of common hacks. It'll also warn you if someone in your game is at an illegal soul memory or is doing something that is disruptive. It is also kind of amazing, as your soul memory increases, you're going to be fighting players with more and more stats, supposedly. I mean, the downside of the system is that a bad player could also rack up a huge amount of souls, having lost them, right? But at higher levels, enemies will have Estus that can heal nearly their entire life bar. You cannot heal as a Phantom unless you have a heal spell of some sort.
Get ready for
The same
the next
like Dark
battle.
Souls 1, where you can use a consumable to recover your entire life bar. Or Dark Souls 3 or Elden Ring, where you could just pop Estus yourself as an invader. So yeah, you need to play a little more carefully. I think what happened here is that I actually got invaded by a blue Phantom because I'm a wretch, meaning I've killed 99 plus players. So when you're a wretch, you can be invaded in any area that you are in as long as the bonfire is active, aka you've cancelled your effigy. But yeah, it's fun to give blue cops a job. But just remember, they're all bastards. Because he's going to start running as soon as he starts losing, which is pretty quickly in. See, this part is where things get a little mysterious, okay? So, I break these boxes and suddenly there's an enemy from... Yeah, I've never seen that enemy before. And it's a lot more capable than he is. Yeah. Can't win them all. Just remember, Mannequin is better at PvP than your average player. And so I cut to another instance where I'm invaded by yet another blue cop. This was only like a minute or two after that. So I'm giving them all a job. Unfortunately, he runs straight into the roofs here. Honestly, is definitely the better looking weapon versus the lance. I mean, the lance is fun, and it does a lot of damage in 2 hits, but the speed is definitely what holds it back the most.
Get ready for the next battle.
And it's like kind of amazing, like despite how many hours I put into this game, which is 557 at this point. There's still areas and like little pieces of the stage I've never actually bothered to go to, so I have no clue where this is in the Forest of the Fallen Giants. Let's get that quick double poke, he's almost dead, and then we just catch him with our offhand longsword. So there's still roll catching in this game. In fact, plenty of it. Like, I think weirdly enough, playing Elden Ring made me better at roll catching, because the only things in that game are special attack, running attack, and roll catch. So, yeah.
Get ready for the next battle.
Speaking of Elden Ring, I recently acquired a PS4 copy, and, you know, I tried coming back to the game since patch 1.07. But on PC, it still felt extremely dead. I don't know what was up. I was at like a pretty common invasion range. It was 88 with plus 17 weapons. But I wasn't finding any games. So yeah, I borrowed a PS4 copy. I tried it out. It was much more active, so I think I'll be playing it on there and maybe recording some content from PlayStation and trying to import it. Oh, so about that previous match, that guy, I didn't think that would work. I sometimes have a bad habit on this game of not rolling after I get hit, because I assume that, you know, every 2-hit combo is probably true. So I wasn't sure if that one was actually true or not. But it seemed like it was. But overall, greatswords are not in a good place, so, you know, it is what it is. You know, occasionally you get caught by something you don't see. Oh, so this guy's using the disguise spell. But it doesn't matter. He's definitely using one of the many scrub uniforms. You can Drangley set with Vengarl helm. Or you can just see them wearing the full Vengarl set if they get later into the game. That's usually one that you'll encounter fairly often. And there are reasons for that. Both of those sets have very high base stats. No real upgrades required. So I switched up my setup to use the lance a little bit. I got tired of getting backstabbed for just pressing R1, so I equipped the Jester chest, which makes it so that you cannot be backstabbed. And I have to say, there are so many people using the gut sword, like more than I ever remembered in the past, right? So, you know, oh my god, look, he's 2 hits, and that's nearly his whole life bar. I messed that up there. I stopped running too early. I was supposed to be running L1, which would have caught his sideways movement, because he sees the lance in my right hand, so he's going to move left. But we just pivot roll attack, and that's that. I think you've like kind of, well, it's not quite equal because I'm using a buffed weapon, right? But you can see that the hosts at this level, which is close to 1 million souls, they could easily chunk out a lot of my life. So it's not like I'm just here completely chicken hawking against people who can't fight back.
Get ready for the
Some of
next
them are
battle.
much worse off than others, which is definitely the downside of soul memory. I think the other thing you've noticed is that you can invade solo hosts here. And because of the random nature of the, quote, Wex Dust option that they've lifted from the Dark Souls 3 mod Wex Dust, you can find people in situations that they don't expect to be in, that you don't expect to be in. So, this guy was probably waiting for people, to be honest. His build looks like he's just cosplaying someone who just started the game. Unfortunately for him, Gargoyle Bident is probably the shortest spear. I do like it on strength builds. It does a lot of damage, but yeah, if you can't actually hit your opponent, there's very little point to playing it. Or, I don't know, he could have been a lot more aggressive. He had that great shield. Like, there wasn't that much I could do if he got in my face and just started blocking.
Get ready for the next battle.
I feel like I've fought this guy before. Not 100% on that though. Well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, the run attack is pretty memey. Knocks him down every time. So I guess the plan going forward on this character is that I am basically leveling by just killing people. So I'm trying to get to 1.5 million before I re-equip the Agape Ring. I think on each video going forward in this series I'm going to show off a different combination of weapons and why they're good. I guess some quick off-the-top examples would be, let's say, a longsword and an axe, or an axe and a rapier, or a katana with an offhand longsword. Or honestly, katanas are pretty self-sufficient, but you get the idea. And that's it for this one. Remember, if you liked it, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next video.